Welcome to the AQS Guild Buzz with Bonnie. And today my guests are Tracy, Reeb, and Louise, Egan. And they're from the Evergreen Quilters in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome.
Thank you. We're glad to be here.
Well, so we're going to get to talk about your guild and what it is that you do. And this program is sponsored by Handy Quilter, and I want you to all stick around because at the end I'll tell you how you can go register for a wonderful sewing machine. And so let's start out by talking about your guild, when it was formed and how many members you have.
Okay. In October of 1982, a group of ladies decided that they wanted to have a quilt guild. And the first meeting was in November. We used to meet at a mall downtown, and then they moved from to various churches throughout the years. So right now we do meet at a church. Well, we don't really meet at a church, but we have a church location.
Yeah, you would meet at a church.
We meet at, and we've been there for quite a few years. Right now we have about 140 members.
Wow.
10 or 11 lifetime members. So when a person reaches a certain age and has been a member of our guild for 15 consecutive years, we say, you know what? We just love you so much. We're just going to give you your membership for free forever. So we've got
that's
some
a great program.
and other members that pay. So yeah.
You recognize some of those people that have helped you and make the guild grow over the years.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I know your guild does lots of community service, so let's start out and talk about the soldier quilts that you make.
We have one lady that takes care of that. She kind of coordinates it all. We do larger quilts, which we are Quilts of Valor. An interesting little tidbit is we actually had a gentleman a year ago come back to us after receiving one of our quilts in one of the veterans' homes. And it was really nice to meet him. We do a lot of the smaller quilts that are for wheelchairs. They also go to some of the veterans' homes, which are really handy. They really like them because they're small enough to keep with them at all times.
There's a little bit bigger one.
Yeah, this one's a little bigger.
Okay, that one looks like a star.
It is.
Yes, yes. Well, and you know what? I think for the soldiers especially, the red, white, and blue quilts are always very popular, aren't they?
Well, the prerequisite for our veterans quilts are that they have to have red, white, and blue in them. They can have some other colors, but most of the color has to be the red, white, and blue. They seem to really connect with that.
And how many of those soldier quilts do you make each year?
Last year we made 92 soldier quilts.
That's quite a few.
So, and that's pretty standard that we make that many for soldier quilts. We made, for all of our charity quilts last year, we made 392 charity quilts for all the various groups that we give them to.
Well, let's talk about some of the other organizations that you donate quilts to. For instance, your service quilts?
Yep, our service quilts a lot of them go to different homeless shelters here in Green Bay. So we would do Freedom House, and so here's a nice bright one that we've done. And so they go to some of the different, again, the homeless shelters. And then we also do the quilts for kids that go to our St. Vincent Hospital pediatric ward. And it really is special. They get a pillowcase and they get a quilt. And my niece, my great niece, has some heart issues, and she stayed at St. Vincent's, and my niece called me and said, "Did your group make this quilt and pillowcase?" She's so excited, and she just loves coming into the room. It's so fun and colorful. And I said, I'm sure we did, because we do donate a lot of quilts to the hospital, a lot of pillowcases. So it hits you kind of right here when it becomes personal, when your family benefits. So it is kind of fun.
Well, and I bet it was really fun for her too when she knew that your group made it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
And then I know you make some small quilts for people that are in wheelchairs for the Aurora Hospice.
Yep, we do. We do that too. So,
Well, and I know that when people are in a wheelchair, a lot of times, you know, just having that draped over their lap is enough to just keep them nice and toasty.
it is. We receive an awful lot of thank you notes from people. We received one recently from a lady, and just in the past month, I went to pick up the mail, and she wrote us the most beautiful thank you note that I'll be reading to the guild on Tuesday night is our next guild meeting. And she just wanted to thank us for the quilt and thank she said it was such a blessing because she didn't know that she was going to end up in a homeless shelter, and she was sad and she was lonely and depressed, but when she got this beautiful quilt, it just kind of, she said, I just am so amazed that people have such a generous heart and they just want to give, and that is the way our guild is. Our members, and I know it's probably every quilt guild across America is that way, but the community just has to ask, and our members just turn around and are so generous. So.
Well, and I know you do something fun at your quilt camps that you have every year in making some quilts. And so what do you do with those quilts?
Well, it depends on the quilt camp. So I'm also in charge of quilt camp right now. Next February is my last year after doing 19 quilt camps, organizing 19 quilt camps. I'm going to take a break, and some other people are going to take in charge. But every quilt camp, we sponsor a different charity in the community. So one year we did cancer caps. So, and then people just keep making them. So once we sponsor a charity, members just keep making things. So here are some of the cancer caps that we give, and we give those to the Oncology Center here in Green Bay.
Are they made out of fleece? Are the caps
fleece.
Made out of fleece?
One year, Aurora asked us to make stockings for their hospice so they could fill them with gifts. They asked for 20 some stockings, and we ended up with 121. So we were giving them to the homeless shelters, and they were all just excited. One year, 2 years ago, I had a little granddaughter born into the NICU. She spent 100 days there, and they needed some things. And so these are just some of the Nicu blankets for little babies that just end up being in NICU. And so these are just some of the fun things that we did. Oh, last February, we did Days for Girls. They make hygiene kits, personal hygiene kits. And the response was amazing. We had soap and bags and underwear, and we made over 2,000 liners.
Wow.
For these Days for Girls. So again, our members are just extremely generous, and it's very fun to do.
It is. All right, so we're going to take just a little break, and after this word from our sponsor, Handy Quilter, we're going to be back, and we're going to talk about what your guild's been doing during this coronavirus.
Hello, Wisconsin. I'm Kim Sandberg, Handy Quilter Studio Educator. As part of Bonnie's Guild Buzz, we're offering our quilting friends in Wisconsin a special Handy Quilter Watch and Learn discount on select products to create stencils, good through Sunday, November 1st. Mention Guild Buzz WI at your local participating Handy Quilter retailer, or you can shop online at handyquilter.com and enter the code GuildBuzzWI at checkout to get in on this great deal. If you're watching this video after this offer expires, stop by handyquilter.com for the latest long arm education and inspiration.
Okay, so we're back, and now we're going to talk about what you all been doing during this several months of coronavirus. And I bet you've been making some masks.
We have been making masks. The church asked for some masks, and really everybody has been making them. Hundreds and hundreds of masks have gone out in our community. So,
And so then tell me what you've been doing as far as your meetings during this time when we're not able to meet in our normal church or wherever your meeting's held.
Yeah, in June, we got together. June is the start of our new year. And we'd already had not met for April and May. And I'm the current president, and I really wanted to get us back together somehow, some way. And so we decided to do a Zoom meeting in June. And we did some tests. We had a couple test nights where everybody could try it. And it really was nice to see everybody. Everybody was just so thankful just to see each other's faces and to say hi and talk, and so that was fun. And one of our members did a really great demo, and so that was nice. And so we've been meeting via Zoom ever since then, and that's our night meetings. And we've used. I am going to give a little plug to a website called Global Quilt Connection. So guilds, if you haven't jumped on this virtual bandwagon yet, please do, because your members will benefit from it. And we've had about 50 to 70 people participate in our meetings, which has been fabulous, because normally in our other meetings we get about 60 to 80 people or sometimes 90 people. So many of the guild members are joining our Zoom meetings, which is really fun. And the Global Connection, Quilt Connection website has lists of teachers that are ready to teach virtually. So we have hired quite a few teachers to fill our calendar when other presenters couldn't do it anymore for us. So,
well, and travel's a problem right now, so doing the Zoom meetings works out really well for everybody.
It does. And then Louise is going to tell you what our day group has been doing, because it's been really fun, and she's been really involved in that.
We have two groups. We have our evening meeting, and then we have our day group. We meet on the same day, but we have a group of ladies that prefer not to drive in the evening. And so we started a day group several years back, and we decided that we couldn't live without each other. So we've been meeting at one of the local parks under one of the shelters, in a spot there we bring our lawn chairs and we just expand so that we're a social distance apart, but we have a good time just sitting outdoors and enjoying. This past month we actually took our quilt frame with us, and we were able to tie 3 quilts during that time that we were under the park shelter. And just this past week, we were at one of the guild members' homes in her garage, which is open to the outdoors. So we were able to again quilt some more quilts, tie quilts that will then be bound and sent off to the homeless shelter, or the shelters. Mm-hmm. They are around here. They are taking quilts that are being produced. They will hold them for a period of time to make sure that they're virus free, but they will be using them for the winter months for the members or the people that come in for the shelters. So we still have intentions of using a garage. We know of several that are heated. We're going in, obviously we're the end of October, or we're the middle of October, so another couple of months we won't be able to meet. But if we do it in a garage where there's heat, we can still tie quilts. So those of us that want to can still get together and do the quilts that are needed in our community.
Well, and with you being up in Green Bay, it gets cold up there, doesn't it?
Yes.
So I'm sure those.
We need quilts here.
Yeah, I'm sure those shelters will appreciate those blankets, or they'll use them as blankets. We call them quilts, but they'll be using them as covering for them to be able to wrap up in. Let's talk about registering for that free sewing machine. Okay. I don't know how many of you know that Handy Quilter not only makes long arms, we all know that, but they also make a home sewing machine, several models, and they're giving away their 710 model. It's called the HQ 710 for piecing and applique. It's a value of $3,495, and it has 170 stitches. It has 9mm width stitch on it. and it even has a knee lift. So that's a great machine. So for people to go register for that, if you'll go to www.quiltweek.com/guildbuzz and scroll down, you'll find a register button so that you can register. While you're there, we'd also like you to fill out our survey. Each month we do a survey that's a little bit different, and this time it's about online classes. And if you're not an AQS member, there's a special note on there for you at a special price. And if you join AQS today, you will get 2 free prizes. And that goes along with 6 issues of American Quilter magazine and all the other benefits of being an AQS member. So quiltweek.com/guildbuzz. Make sure you all go register. All your guild members need to register too. Somebody's going to win this nice sewing machine.
Louise is our newsletter editor, so she'll make sure that everybody gets that information.
Well, it is, and we do this Guild Buzz every Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And we want to make sure that you go register. And thank you, Tracy and Louise, for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll see all of you right here in Quilt City, USA, Paducah, Kentucky, next Wednesday at 3 p.m. We'll see you then.
Thanks.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Thank you.